Legendary Fighters 5, Dawn of a New Age, Battle 7, Utopian Castle Showdown. Samaritan and his team arrive at Utopian Castle on Planet Utopia to confront Carnaro Rota. But they face Synergen's allies instead. As the trio finally arrive to Utopia, in the base of Utopian Castle, they rush in the castle. During this time, Samaritan was highly upset, and all he wanted was Carnell's head for this treachery. Claire, having a full understanding of what should have happened, all saw this act of fighting against Sudimatria as nothing more than treason and rebellion against the Newfound Empire. Mark Ubi, however, was very concerned. At this point, the Federation of Flower couldn't be acting alone with all this power and prestige. Certainly, it couldn't be, he said. Could there be another flaw about that we don't know of, leading this attack against us? And somebody told me said, no, it can't be. Wasn't there any flaw the last of her family? And Claire was like, the flaw is, Rotas, wherever the case may be, they're fighting against Sudimatria. They're fighting against you and I, Father. We must deal with them accordingly. And so they went towards inside the castle, where they confronted Bahara troops, which was strange because the Bahara was supposed to be a part of Sudimatria. Tamaki commented, Bahara troops, what are they doing here? Could they be a knee with Carnaro? But somebody was like, seems there's treachery back home. Good thing they didn't call our mother. It would have been a devastating mess. We must deal with this mess quickly. Charge forward. And then as they began to charge forward, they confronted Stubber, who had his androids with him, prepared for a final showdown. He laughed. Samaritan, I'm glad to see you've made it here. Pointing his gun spear blade at them. Ah, Claire, young and beautiful as always. Then Mark, how many empires and forces you have joined in the course of your life? Seems this time you've chosen the wrong path. And Mark was more convinced than ever that there had to be a flaw behind this, but he kept it to himself. Samaritan said, Stubber, get out of my way. It's Carnell's head I want, not yours. Then Stubber laughed and said, if you want to get to Carnaro, you have to get past me and many of my other friends lurking higher up in this castle. I just choose to be downstairs for obvious reasons. And Claire's like, I don't care what your plans are. You stand in our way, we'll cut you down. And so the three of them faced Stubber and his androids. Stubber put up a magnificent fight, but it's no match for the determined Sudimatran forces. After getting past Stubber, they move over to the next floor, where they confronted more Bankaran forces. Pin and Rotary and Rodri Bob of the Bahar Bankaran and Dick Frantz, also of Bankaran. These were new officers, never before seen before, had joined alliance with Carnaro. Claire was like, no people of my generation have joined this ilk? What is happening? Please, we don't want to fight you. Stand our way. If you stand our way, however, we'll cut you down. The three of them laughed and said, ha. Foolish woman, you and your father are destined to die here. And then Dick Fan was like, this castle shall be the grave of Sudimatria and the birth of something else. I will not go into detail because we're not privy to that information. Then suddenly, floating robot heads, android heads, of Starbucks design appeared, surrounding them. And so Team Sudimatria had to get past these three new heroes and the Starbucks androids. After getting past them and magnificent fight, they move on to the next floor. There, they confronted a new foe known as Hugh, detective and assassin. And Hugh was responsible for assassinating many people during the Great War and thought he would have retired. And somebody was like, Hugh? Carnaro's gotten you too, it seems. The goal of Utopia. No, the goal of that, the former Josica, must be heavily money to draw you out. And he was like, no, sir, not just that. A world, this world, and many worlds like it, refuse to see your rule. And you having a daughter and claim she is skilled in governing is not a good excuse. Everyone knows Sudimatrians live long, but this time, I will be the one to cut you down. And then suddenly behind him, Dan of the Outcast team appeared. And Mark was like, what? Dan? I thought your clan retired. I thought you decided to be an elder. What are you doing fighting with Carnaro? And Dan almost spilled the beans and said, Carnaro, I fight for. And then he paused. And he was like, what was that? And Dan was like, nothing. It's been a long time since I kickboxed anybody. At best, I kickboxed you three. And the strongest man in the universe. I will be the one to destroy you. Until Team Sudimatria had to get past Hugh the assassin and Dan the kickboxer. After getting past them, they moved forward to the next floor. There, they met Bahal, who was the strategist of the Guardians, and Jenny, the former pirate of Planet Utopia, but had been liberated by the enemy. And then Jenny was like, see, Bahal, I told you they was coming this way. Jenny was surrounded by former Androsica mech androids that were part of the late David LaFleur's design, and Bahal also had his troops with him. Samaritan was getting infuriated at this point, saying, how many of you fools dare stand in my way? What Carnaro has on you? Bahal, you know wise, you're wise. You know better than stand in my way. Mark Uwe was also concerned about Jenna, and she being in charge of former Max of his late Lord David LaFleur Max. So some of them have indeed survived. I knew it. There had to be a LaFleur working for him after all. And then it's like, you're half right. But I was like, no, must not give them information. Now must delay them until time. And so their troops face off against Team Sudimatria. Team Sudimatria won again. But this time, fatigue was getting to them. But they had to press on. And then suddenly they faced Prophet Elam, the leader of the Baha, who had won acclaim and great immunity across the universe for their previous leader, Barbarara, defeating Magantas and saving the universe. Prophet Elam was a man of peace, and one of the few elders that wield the sword, one of the last elder fighters left in the universe. Samaritan, Mark, and Claire were both stunned to see him working with Carnaro and asked, why? You're a man of peace. Why are you doing this? And Prophet Elam says, the peace which I seek, the peace this universe rightfully deserves, and now, in this new age, cannot be brought by Sudimatria. Sudimatria, and its name and its beliefs, represent the old past, in which many, including my former leaders, and countless millions and trillions, have fought and died to end. Today I wield my blade against the chaos and forge forward in the winds of change. So Samaritan, Mark, and Claire unfortunately had to fight this prophet, who displayed magnificent skills, sword and archery, and found angel wings as well to duel this battle. But Samaritan managed to get by this prophet, and the prophet at the end said and proclaimed, huh, "You might get past me, but the road you seek is that of death. There's no way you could win. It's over for you now." And before they could reply, he disappeared. Sensing that they were close to Carnaro's location, they moved forward to the next floor. The castle was getting higher and higher, steeper and steeper. And so they made it to the next floor. Gaba and Ophira, the most powerful woman in the universe, along with Petana troops, appeared before them. Claire was like, "Ophira, Gaba." Crap. It's wondering. Starbar was so close, so far down, you were so far up. Can you be working with Carnaro now? Ophira had no words for her. Instead, Ophira said, "Samaritan, we did not have this duel during the tournament. I wish to face you in my might." Samaritan laughed and said, "I don't need to be sexist or anything, but men are biologically stronger than women. But we'll see the strongest woman and the strongest man face off against one another. Prove to me that you're able to destroy me, like so many in this building tried and failed." So the duel was on. Mark Yubi used his strength, his androids, to push back the Batana. Claire used her sword to push back the strength of Gaba, and Ophira and Samaritan fought and took it out. And they might press out the glass of that floor, of the previous floor, the sixth floor, as the 7th, 8th, and 9th floors were above them. But however, Ophira lost her baton as Samaritan punched her out of her hand and then punched her in the mouth, knocking her out. They did not wish to kill, but instead Carnaro Rota was the only person they were aiming for. So they moved forward onto the 7th floor. There, they were stunned to meet who they saw. They found Ricardo Guardian, Art Cow, and Subol, Ricardo's new disciple. Ricardo Guardian. Mark UB then was convinced that LaFleur had to be in charge of this and said, "Ricardo, why? You're an elder. Why are you doing this?" Ricardo said, "I'd be damned to live in a universe ruled by Sudimatrians. It is over. I will finish off with the late Emperor Princeton and Lady Diana LaFleur started. I'll eradicate the Sudimatrian name for good." And Mark UB turned to explain to him, "Ricardo, are you a fool? That was the time of Paul Harrell. He was confusing us. Why then are you pursuing this goal?" And then Ricardo Guardian said, before Paul Harrell, there was another LaFleur, Dacia LaFleur, who ended so much, as he was responsible for the great time disruption. But seeing the time disruption of this time and that time, regardless of the fact, if it be true or not, what really happened, all I know is I refuse to live under the rule of Samaritan. You are a violent brute. You let your fists rule you and cloud your judgment. I cannot be seen living in the same era as you. Chaos will abound, but my sword and shield and my 2 disciples, we will destroy you." And Samaritan bowed his head in his hand and did this. He said, Ricardo, you are a fool. I see why the floors fell. For allies are nothing but emotional fools, run by emotion and not by reason. I'll let my fists do the talking and knock some sense into your head. Team Sudimatria got past the Guardian Alliance. Gargonian cursed his weakness and fled. Finally, the eighth floor, they faced him, Carnaro. He was with Sporkon, his apprentice, and Treasure Rota, Carnaro's niece, another new person in this generation, along with Claire. Treasure commented and said, "So you're Claire Sudimatria. I must admit, you're pretty awesome doing the legendary Fighters Tournament. I say I must grow to be a fan, but for the sake of my uncle and his plan, and for the future, I must put my fandom aside and cut you down, here and now." Then Claire said, "If this is how my biggest fans act, I don't want no part of it." And then Samaritan pulled Claire aside and said, "Carnaro, I've come at long last to take your head. Once I take your head, I'll take and custody all those that joined you, and I will presume ruling this universe as I see fit." And Carnaro, with his smart grin, said and laughed, "Samaritan, you old fool. You really think that I am the mastermind behind this? Well, of course, this was me and Gaba's plan, the whole tournament and trapping you and all that. But I, myself, am not the true leader of this force. As much as I wanted to be. But there is another." The Marquis B explained, "None on the floor." And he said, "Mark, boy, calm yourself. If it was Deed on the floor, you would have been bowing down to him, and not this Sudimatrian." Marquis B claimed, "I am part of the Scholastica. Sudimatrian's back, so I will join them and be loyal to my cause." And then Carnaro commented and said, "See, this old mentality of blind loyalty to conquest is the reason why our Lord is doing this, to usher in a new age and to end the old scourge that plunged this universe into war and chaos for millennia and eons." Spore, Swokon, Treasure, the time is now. Prepare yourselves. They drawn out their weapons and prepare for a fight. Samaritan punched his fists together. It says, "No more talk. We end this now." And in the final confrontation between Samaritan, Claire, and Marquis B versus Carnaro Rota, Treasure Rota, and Sporkon was on. The fierce fight between these juggernauts of teams. However, it was Samaritan who would use most of his strength allowed to him through his father and through the Pendra sword of his daughter and the androids of Marquis B. But they emerged victorious. Facing death, Treasure and Sporkon evaporated and vanished. Carnaro Rota was going to follow suit, but before then, he had a message for Samaritan, Claire, and Marquis B especially. "What lies before you is your end. You faced all of us. Now you will face our leader, the future and rightful ruler of this universe, the one that will bring order and reason and justice and eternal peace. Marquis, I pray at the end of this, when so much is no more, you will join our side and not be foolish and run back to your so-called scholastical loyalties. The future lies beyond your past loyalty. The future is behind this door." Samaritan ran to punch to finish him off, but Carnaro disappeared. Then the doors opened, and a bright light shone their final opponent, and the true fate of the Sumatran name is about to come to an exciting climax.